Hey everybody! Did you know you can store CZML maps in GitHub and then load them into the Cesium Sandcastle to try things out? I didn't for the longest time, but now I do. Anyway, my daughter KO6BTY and I, KD0FNR, like to map our ham radio QSOs. QSO is a fancy abbreviation. We call them Q codes. It's abbreviation for ham radio contact, using Cesium. That way we can see how far away the other station was, and we've also done some cool stuff with visualizing the ionosphere that our signals bounce off of. But there was a problem. Our sandcastle maps always opened with the animation slider offset from the start of the map. It's kind of a bummer because we'd worked with our CZML template to make sure that all the QSOs could be viewed at once at the start of the map before the real-time animation started up. The bummer was that I had to put instructions in every blog post to move the slider all the way to the left first. This felt far less than classy. However, if you do that, sure enough, there's all our QSOs. So, the other day, I started debugging this in earnest. At first, I tried to write some JavaScript that would just move the slider over to the left. That was a bigger project than I wanted. So instead, I peered intently at the CZML file. And what I noticed was that the current time for the slider was set to the edge of the entire animation. And so I wondered if maybe that was an issue. Maybe being on the edge was a bad thing and it confused Cesium. I also noticed that I hadn't put the Z specifier for UTC down here on current time. I changed both things. Lo and behold, that fixed my problem. But I'd done a bad engineering thing. I changed more than one variable at a time. So I didn't know which thing fixed the problem. So I was tired. I went to bed. This morning, I asked ChatGPT to make me this snazzy little tool where I can look at different CZML files at once. And so we started out looking at the original, and now what we're going to do is we're going to do interval edge with Z, and you'll notice we're still right on the edge of the interval, but now we have a Z. So I'm going to hit raw. I'm going to grab the address. I'm going to plug the address in here. And then let's, for update, let's go back out here so we can see that it changed. Update CZML. Lo and behold, that did the trick. Maybe the just changing it by a second also works. Well, let's find out. I made a CZML file for that. So this is 1 second later with Z. This is 1 second later without Z. So let's go ahead and grab that address from GitHub. I'll load that in. And no, that doesn't do it. The one that does it is the one I showed you. Thanks.